and happy New Year's Eve. This is the CLNS Patriots Postgame Show. I'm your host, Mike Molyneaux, alongside my guy, Marvin Ezhan. Final score in the final week of the NFL season. Patriots defeat the New York Jets 26-6 at Gillette Stadium. On this New Year's Eve, Marv, Patriots get the final victory to end off their season, finishing with a record of 13-3. As the season has progressed, we've seen this team go from many highs to many lows. But at the end of the day, you can't be mad when the team ends off their season with a victory before they head into the postseason. Great way to finish it off before gearing up for the next half of the year.
And it's crazy to think, Mike, that this is a team that started off 2-2. This is a team that let quarterbacks from who knows where throw 300-plus yards on them, regardless, for 6 games in a row, an NFL record. This was a team that we were wondering if they were going to, win 10 games or not. You knew with Belichick and Tom Brady, they were going to make the playoffs. But to be the number 1 seed, to be riding this wave in New England throughout the whole playoffs into the Super Bowl is really special for this team. 13-3 New England Patriots beat the New York Jets. It's a game that, we figured the Patriots would win. They brought out their starters in this game. And during the flip, they received the ball. They wanted to get the ball first, start off hot, and, take the New York Jets out of this game. And that's what pretty much happened. First half, Patriots controlled the game. They scored 21 points in the first half to the Jets 3, and you really knew what was going to happen from there. Some key notable guys in this game. Brandon Cooks, he was targeted 11 times, Mike, 79 yards in the touchdown. A lot of pass interference that he drew in this game.
Absolutely. Dion Lewis, Brandon Cooks, a lot of guys you can really highlight that had excellent games. In my opinion, I felt that if the Patriots came out and dominated the first half, once the second half rolled over, you didn't need to play any of those guys anymore. You could have sent Brady to the bench, Cooks, Lewis, anybody. Once they came, if they got up to a solid lead to start the game, there was no need to play any of the starters. And like you just said, after the first half, it was 21-3. In my opinion, again, none of the starters should have came back out, but Brady and those guys came back out, finished up third quarter, and then once they got into the fourth quarter, Belichick decided to pull some of those guys out because it wasn't necessary anymore. In the big scheme of things, this game did not matter. What you want, or what a lot of teams want, hey, once you're in the postseason, you're in the postseason. Doesn't matter.
This game mattered.
But for New England fans, Patriots fans, obviously you want that home field advantage. Now, if I'm a Jacksonville Jaguars fan or something, and you hear that you clinch a playoff berth, don't matter. Anything from there is great. And once I'm in the playoffs, I'm in the playoffs. But for the Patriots' perspective, obviously, yes, this game mattered. In the bigger scheme of things, you're in the playoffs, you're good to go. Take it from there. But yes, for the Patriots and Patriots fans, you don't want to leave Gillette Stadium if it's not necessary. And with this victory today, you're staying at Gillette Stadium all the way through until you reach the Super Bowl, if you get to the Super Bowl.
Here in New England, we don't care about playoffs. Playoffs. We get playoffs. We knew we were going to go to the playoffs, regardless of what team you have with Brady and Belichick. We don't care. The fact that you put yourself in a position to get home field advantage, Mike, in the grand scheme of things, this game didn't matter because we've seen what happened when you didn't. You here in this show a couple weeks now, you've mentioned how in the past couple weeks, at the end of the year, in the past couple of weeks, Patriots like to, mess things around a little bit, whether it was against the Dolphins or the Jets, and they lost games, and then you have to go into a Denver, and then you happen to lose off of maybe an extra point kick here and there. Now you're home comfortably. You don't have to go anywhere. Since December, you haven't had to move. You get your team together, game plan. Any team that comes here has to play Gillette in the playoffs, and we know what happens when that happens to be the opportunity.
Yeah, like something I've been saying over and over again, week in and week out. Always feel that if the Patriots are playing at home at Gillette Stadium, the chances of them winning are very high. I feel like the way other teams and other sports will not treat their home stadium, like Lambeau Field for the Green Bay Packers, whatever the case may be, or even like the San Antonio Spurs, most of the time when they're home, they don't lose.
Yeah.
So like that's the same way I feel with the Patriots at Gillette Stadium. If they're home, they're not going to lose a football game in most instances. And, this year, thankfully, with this win today, they're not going anywhere. The divisional game will be at Gillette. The AFC Championship game will be at Gillette if the Patriots are able to make it there. And that's all you can really ask for. If you can get, games on your home field, the chances of you winning are very high because not only are you playing at a place where you're comfortable, but now you have the whole fans, all the fans, the stadium, everybody's behind you, so you have that momentum to help you. And when you have that, I think, again, with that, the chances of you possibly making the Super Bowl are very high because all the momentum is behind you. You're not going into enemy territory. You're not stepping onto a foreign turf or field or whatever the case may be. You're at home where you're used to being. You're comfortable. You can easily get your friends, family, whoever who's in Boston, New England, whatever the case may be, to come to the stadium and watch. It's a comfortable feeling. So I don't want to jump the gun too much. But Patriots are playing at home for the divisional game. If they win that, they're playing at home for the championship game. This, Marv, should be an easy road to the Super Bowl, in my opinion.
Playoff games are never easy per se, but the Patriots put themselves in a situation where you're at home the whole time, and any opponent that comes here, I believe you're favored. The first game might be between Kansas City or the Baltimore Ravens. Any of those teams strike fear into you?
Not at all.
Then you have the next team, maybe you're facing a Pittsburgh Steelers. You beat them at their home turf. I believe you can beat them here in New England. Crazier things have happened, but New England has a great route. They put themselves in a great situation, Mike, like we're saying. This is a team that started off 2-2, Mike. And another important thing about this game, Patriots won, they dominated. That's all great and dandy. But something that's really important, they left here with no injuries, Mike. No injuries in the defense, no injuries in the offense, and that's all you ask for. Because come to that divisional game, whether you're facing a Kansas City or a Baltimore Ravens team, you're still having guys who are going to come in that didn't play today. You're still going to have Alan Branch, hopefully he comes in. You have Chris Hogan now. Maybe Malcolm Mitchell gets out of the IR. Calvin Noy, he was activated in this game. All the running backs, Burkhead, James White, Gillislee, they're going to be back for the playoff. So that's a lot of major key players that weren't in this game that are going to be ready for the playoffs, which is huge, and you didn't lose anybody.
Yeah, very true. No injuries today. And on top of that, you have the bye week. So anybody who was maybe out today, like a James White or Burkhead, who else is in Gillislee, Hogan, those guys, anybody's out, because there are a couple of guys that the Patriots kept out. This game didn't really serve, like I said, that big of a purpose. So there's a couple of guys they left out because they knew they probably weren't needed. But those guys are who you need, to get healthy during this time off. You have this week coming up. You have the bye week, so you're not playing this Sunday. And then you have the week after that where the preparation starts for whoever your opponent may be. Hopefully everybody possible can get as healthy as possible so they're ready for the divisional game, whether that be Burkhead, whether that be White, Gillislee, Hogan, who I think is very important. Get all those guys as healthy as possible so that when the divisional game comes up in Gillette Stadium, whoever who needed the rest, the time to recover and get themselves and their body right, they're ready to go come that divisional game. So, it's great to have, the first seed, which gives you the home field advantage, and the bye week that allows you a lot of preparation to go into whoever your opponent may be. And on top of that, guys can recover and get ready to play when the next game presents itself.
And I know it's New Year's, Mike. People are starting to get ready to celebrate, be with their friends and family. But we are here live. Feel free to comment on this game. Let us know how you're feeling. What's this playoff looking like for you guys? Are you confident for the Patriots? Do you have any concerns? This is an important time right now for the New England Patriots, and they're gonna try to repeat, Mike, off of a strong Super Bowl. Shout out to Julio, showing some love to the show. Patriots win this game. Shout out to you, man, Mike. There's a question that we're all gonna be talking about we've been talking about all year. Tom Brady, he's been the man of discussion. 40 years old. He ends up with 4,500 yards, 32 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, leads his team to a 13-3 division in the conference, 13-3 throughout. Is he the NFL MVP?
Without a doubt, without a question, especially with the fact that Jared Goff went down with injury.
Carson Wentz.
I'm sorry. Jared Goff has had a great season, well, but not MVP candidate. Carson Wentz has gone down with injury. Antonio Brown went down with injuries. With those two guys going down, they made the competition kind of close, but them leaving due to injury, the clear-cut candidate, the clear-cut guy who should win MVP is Tom Brady, not only off of the stats you just said, but on top of that, this guy's 40 years old. And one thing that I was saying to you before the game ended, just looking at the game and how things were progressing, how Tom Brady has been this season, they like to mention guys like Vinny Testaverde, Warren Moon, a couple other guys who played at 40-plus years old. Other than Warren Moon, who probably played, full season at 40, whatever years old, Testaverde and a couple of those guys, they weren't like full-blown bona fide starters. They might be had some spot starts because of injury or because the team was getting blown out or they didn't have a good record. Whatever the case may be, those guys like Testaverde and a couple of other no-name bums who are 40 years old and over, they weren't, the face of the franchise, face of possibly the NFL like Tom Brady is. Now, the thing that I asked you, and the same thing I'm going to ask anybody who's out here watching right now is, Tom Brady at 40 years old, like I just said, those other names that I just mentioned, they weren't the bona fide, surefire starters for the team at 40, whatever years old. Is Tom Brady going to continue to come out? He's 40 years old this year. Next year, 41. Is he going to come out and play 16 games at 41, 42 years old? That's something we've never seen before.
Yeah.
It's something we can question, not only in football, but in the NFL, the NHL, the NBA, MLB. Like, once you hit 40, it's hard for you to make every single start, every single appearance that the team usually requires from their players. Is Tom Brady going to be a quarterback that is going to come out at 41, 42 years old and play 16 games for the next 3 or 4 seasons? He wants to play till he's mid-40s.
Yeah.
And that could be possible, but is that 16 at 41, 16 games at 41 years old, 16 games at 42 years old, 16 games at 43 years old? That's a lot to ask.
So, Mike, I'm going to answer that question and tie in the question that Countdown gave us. Do you think that he will retire after this season? Tom Brady won't retire after this season. Not because of his age, because he can't. At this point, he really can't. The Patriots traded Garoppolo mid-season, knowing that Brady's going to be playing here for a couple of years. Now, to your question, Mike, is he going to be able to be, pretty much you're asking, is he going to be able to dominate at the age of 41, 42, 43, into the mid-40s? No, he's not going to be able to dominate. I know that's tough. That hurts me to say, but it's reality. If you watch these past couple of weeks, Brady's been Brady. He's been good. He's been making some great throws here. He has decent numbers. But anyone who's been watching Brady for a long time, you can see, Mike, that he's declined. He's declined a little bit. He hasn't been as sharp. The deep balls aren't there anymore. And another thing is, this year, Mike, he's gotten hit a lot. He's got hit a lot this year. And this is not a horrible offensive line. It's a decent offensive line. And Brady still got banged up a lot. And the Achilles injury, he had the shoulder injury this year, missing practices and all. Quite frankly, Father Time is undefeated, guys. As much as we hate to see it, I never thought Kobe was ever going to slow down, Mike. I never thought Kobe was going to slow down. This is a guy who's scoring 30, 40 points at will. We saw how he was that last season, except for that last game. It just happened. It hit him. And at any moment, it could just hit Brady. The stats are there now in the past couple of games where at the end of the season, even from last year, Brady's numbers go down. In the playoffs last year, Brady's numbers weren't terrific. He had an amazing second half in the Super Bowl, which we all remember. But if we remember that Houston Texans game, that was a struggle. The first half of the Atlanta Falcons game, that was a struggle. You see here in the late stages of the season where he's been throwing those interceptions, those passes haven't been as accurate. As the weather gets a little colder, Brady's been great in the cold weather. He's not no Peyton Manning, but nobody's great in the cold weather. And then you add the age, him getting beat up. everything. He has declined a little bit. So I can see him next year having another similar season to this. But past that, I don't see it, Mike.
One thing that you just mentioned that is really interesting that I really just thought about in the same moment that you mentioned it. The fact that sometimes we get on this offensive line a lot. We murder this offensive line sometimes because we're like, they can't protect Brady. They can't protect Brady. But then I just sat here and thought, if you take this same offensive line, they haven't been terrible, but at the same time, they've allowed Brady to get hit a lot. If you take this offensive line that the Patriots have and put them in front of Carson Wentz, put them in front of a Cam Newton or Russell Wilson, those guys will have pretty solid seasons.
Oh, yeah.
Solid seasons. Because if you think about it, a lot of the times where the pressure starts to get to Brady, that guy, Brady, is just dropping.
Yep.
He's just dropping. He says, oh, yeah, you coming to hit me? I'm good. No other questions asked. I'm good to the floor. But if you think of this a Cam Newton, Russell Wilson, Carson Wentz, they see that pressure coming and they're like, or Aaron Rodgers, they see that pressure coming and they're like, okay, let's make some moves. Let me buy some time. Where Brady, you know, he sees it coming again. He says, hey, you don't have to hit me. I'm going to just go to the floor. People can love Brady because he does that. People can hate Brady because he does that. Whatever way you feel, that's just how Brady has been throughout the course of his career. You know, maybe when he was younger, but even as he gotten a little older, he's been able to do a little something here and there. But for the most part, Brady's not even going to chance it. You coming at him, I'll take the sack, and then I'll kill you on the next down, whatever the case may be. We've seen that over and over again.
Even in this game, we saw it a couple of times when the pass rush got to him, and Brady said, nope, this is the last game of the season. Don't mean too much. Let me just go down real quick.
Just take the sack. But whatever the case may be, moving forward, it's very hard. What we saw from Brady this year at 40 years old, again, he had a great start to the season. Second half is so-so. But as long as he has a Gronk, he has a Cooks, you know, he'll probably have Edelman again next year. Maybe they'll keep Hogan and Amendola. Who knows? Whatever the case may be. If he has the weapons and has the decent protection, along with the running backs who he can dump the ball off to when need be, I don't see a reason why Brady can't duplicate what he did this year. But he had 4,500 yards,
4,500 yards,
32 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. You know, I don't care how old you are. Brady's not going to turn the ball. Brady's just not going to turn the ball over as much as a Peyton Manning or somebody else who throws maybe 14, 12, whatever interceptions a season. That's just not Brady and what he does. So I feel like there's no reason why he can't duplicate what he did this year at 40 years old, at 41 and 42 and 40 moving forward. Maybe, yeah, he won't throw 32 touchdowns. Maybe he'll be 28, 23, who knows? But I feel like as long as he continues to take care of himself first and foremost, and then the Patriots continue to provide the weapons for him along with the offensive line protection, I think he'll be good to go for another couple of years.
And with those Brady stats, another thing to push on to his MVP legacy, Mike, those 30-plus touchdowns, 10 or less interceptions, and 4,500 yards, Brady's has done that 4 times in his career. No other player has done that more than once. That's just something to think about. Another thing to think about, though, it is New Year's Eve, guys. We're talking about New Year's resolutions. What is your New Year's resolution? Mike, I want to ask you what your New Year's resolution is, too, after I get into these ads. But put down in these comments your New Year's resolution. It could be yours, or were you trying to see a Patriots New Year's resolution as well? We're going to keep it Patriots theme as well. But first, listen up, basketball fans. The season is back, and now your favorite hardwood heroes have returned to action. It's time for you to put your fantasy knowledge to the test to win huge cash every night by playing this one-day fantasy basketball at DraftKings.com. At DraftKings, there are so many ways to play. Choose from public contests with huge cash prizes or private contests where you can compete against every one of your friends. They even got a beginner and a casual contest where you'll play against people of similar skill sets. The best part, you can draft a team each day, and drafting the team is the best part of fantasy. The only thing that gets better is winning cash doing it. Just as Dan from St. Louis and Jeremy from Austin, they both turned the $3 entry into $1,000. So use the code CLNS at DraftKings.com to play free with your first deposit for your share of $10,000 in total prizes. Tonight, don't wait. Use code CLNS at DraftKings.com now to choose your lineup, and you can win serious cash tonight. That's code CLNS only at DraftKings.com. The game inside the game. Mike, help someone out. Who's a sleeper in the NBA right now that they can use at DraftKings?
Ooh, right now, somebody who's hot. Trey Lyles. Denver Nuggets.
Yes.
He's hot right now because there is no Paul Millsap in the lineup. On top of that, Coach Malone over there has decided to give him a couple more minutes, so he's on the floor right now. He's producing. I know firsthand because I've been using him. Trey Lyles is a guy to look out for.
Another guy, Shabazz Napier. We were talking about him. You know, Boston bred right there. Shabazz Napier, without Damian Lillard on the lineup, has been balling as well. Let's get to some. Do we have some New Year's resolutions, Mike?
I saw one New Year's resolution come from Countdown. Said to save money.
Woo! You
Man,
smart.
That's a
Man,
New Year's resolution.
you smart.
Save money. Shout out to my man Vic Mensa, who knows all about that save money mentality. Save money. Why not? Hey, save money. New Year's resolution. Nothing wrong with that. I'm for that 100%. I think Marv is as well.
I need to save money.
Put it away. Put it away.
Definitely. What is yours, Mike?
Woo!
Your personal New Year's resolution and the Patriots New Year's resolution.
My personal New Year's resolution, I'm going to keep it like this. Simple. Health.
Yep.
Wealth.
Your money.
Strength.
And
happiness.
Oh.
That's all you can really have. So obviously you could take those things and look at it, you know, professionally, financially, relationships, physically, mentally, whatever the case may be. You can extend it into whatever different area you want to. But just to boil it down and keep it simple, I want health, wealth in many aspects, strength in many aspects, and happiness in all aspects. So that's what I look forward to in 2018 coming up. When it comes to the Patriots, though, you know, I want a repeat of what they did in February 2017. Do it again in February 2018. I'm looking for number 6, Super Bowl championship. Number 6 for the New England Patriots.
6.
Tom Brady, Belichick, the whole New England Patriots franchise. Let's see if they can secure number 6. What about you, Mark?
My New Year's resolution, it's, you know, similar to yours, man. Just be better than I was in 2017. 2017, I had a standard. Now it's time to be better than that. In many ways, it could be in health. You know, be more healthier. Wealth, make more money. Like Countdown says, save money. What else did you say, Mike?
Health, wealth, strength, and happiness.
Strength and happiness. You know, be more positive in everything that I'm doing. Let's be a better person day by day. And take what I did in 2017 and try to duplicate that, but just always be better. And for the Patriots, then my New Year's resolution, if they get to the Super Bowl, Mike, I want them to have an easy win. 2001, 2003, 2004. We're not going to talk about 7 and 11. 2014 and 16. All those games were nail biters. Had your heart like just all over the place. If they get there, I would like to just see a simple beatdown in the Super Bowl.
Okay, hold on. Now, obviously, all those years that you mentioned where they won, it was nail biters. Some people argue games like that are the most interesting games to watch.
We had 5. We had 5 interesting games. Give me one by halftime, like word.
So you don't mind?
All right.
You won't get bored if you saw Patriots come out against whoever the opponent may be and put up a quick, 27 points in the first half to 0. It's a blowout, and you're like, oh, the Patriots going to win.
That makes it more enjoyable because it's the Super Bowl.
But we saw that pretty much happen last year with the. How would you feel if the situations were reversed?
No. You didn't hear my resolution. You didn't. I said win, Mike. I said win. A win. I didn't say be up 28-3. First of all, no way in hell is a Bill Belichick and a Tom Brady team going up 28-3 and they're losing. That's just never going to happen, ever.
Okay, agreed.
So that's what I want to see. I would like to see a blowout Super Bowl where you enjoy the game, you know you're going to win, and you're smiling throughout.
Again, if they get
there. That's just something I want to put out there.
Again, anybody who's watching, send your New Year's resolutions this way, whether it be for yourself, whether it be for the New England Patriots. Send them our way. Let us know what you think. We'll read them here live on YouTube, and we'll respond to you. With that, New Year's resolutions coming in. I also want to hear, and I'm going to ask you the same thing, Marv. And this may be an easy question because I think it's easy for anybody who's a Pats fan. What is your highlight for New England Patriots football in 2017? I already know mine. I think the Super Bowl is an easy one. But some people might look back, oh, that week, 15 game last season against whoever they faced. It was like some people might look into it a little more deeply than just the Super Bowl. So, I mean, if you have anything, if you have something for those of you out there watching, if you have something, if it's a Super Bowl, let us know. But it's something other than the Super Bowl, maybe last season, whatever the case may be, that stands out to you. What was a highlight for you during the 2017 calendar year for the New England Patriots?
Huge highlight, Mike, was something that happened right before, I believe, week 10, the bye week. Patriots trading Jimmy Garoppolo to the 49ers. This right here, this decision that they made to trade Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be something talked about for years and years to come. And Jimmy's just making it more and more interesting. He's out there, and the guy's undefeated. First of all, he's never lost a game. Mm-hmm. He goes to the 49ers, and he's balling, Mike. He's balling, and he's looking like a leader out there. And we don't, Brady's a question mark now. So we don't know how many years he's going to play, whether it was a good decision. The big talk, years to come is going to be whether the Patriots right or wrong to trade Jimmy Garoppolo. That might be one of the biggest stories to come out. It's something that affected us. We did a show right after. It was so shocking just to trade him in the middle of the year. Why not trade him in the offseason? But Jimmy Garoppolo, the story of Jimmy Garoppolo is my 2017 highlight.
Yeah, I mean, looking back at that, it was definitely interesting time to see the Patriots trade Jimmy Garoppolo for what they traded him for. At that, I feel like the way that conversation kind of dims down a little bit, I think it'll be a conversation for years to come. But if Brady comes out these next couple of years at 41, 42, 43 years old, and he has great seasons, maybe they make another Super Bowl appearance, whatever the case may be, obviously, if Garoppolo's having an amazing career for, the 49ers or wherever else he possibly ends up, people are going to be like, oh, that's the guy the Patriots could have had. He could have been the future. But if Tom Brady over the next 2 or 3 years is continuing, if he puts up numbers similar to what he did this year at 40 years old, the next 2 seasons, the conversations will still be there, but they won't be as hyped up as, for instance, if Tom Brady and the Patriots were to suck. If Tom Brady was to suck at 41, 42 years old, and then people would also be like, well, they could have had Garoppolo. They could have kept with Garoppolo and had him over Brady, whatever the case may be. But it's not going to be the same if the Brady continues to play at a high level moving forward.
You don't think even if Brady gets 1 to 2 more championships, right? And Garoppolo has a great career, Pro Bowl career, maybe gets 1 or 2 championships. Just saying, great career in 49ers, becomes a legend out there. That Patriots won't be kicking themselves, that they could have continued their run for 12, 15 more years with Garoppolo.
There's a lot of factors because I feel like you just said, if the Patriots and Tom Brady were to come out over the next couple of years and get 1 to 2 more championships, and then you have to figure somewhere in there, Belichick is going to look to draft another quarterback early on in the draft coming up. Yes, there will be people out there that will say, again, if Patriots and Brady gets another 1 to 2 more championships and then Brady retires after, at 44 years old, or whatever the case may be. Yes, people will say, well, Garoppolo, that's the guy they could have had. But I think what would trump those conversations will be the fact that, well, yeah, they got rid of Garoppolo, but damn, Tom Brady has 7 Super Bowl wins. They got rid of Garoppolo and Brady and Belichick, and the Patriots were still to possibly able to come out and get 2 more championship wins. Yeah, they got rid of Garoppolo, but 2 more Super Bowl wins, I think that trumps any kind of conversation of, Well, they maybe should have kept Garoppolo because I would think in between there, Belichick will probably look to add somebody else through the draft, or whatever the case may be.
It's gonna be something we talk about here in New England.
It's gonna be a conversation for a while.
Years.
Come on, but I think it remains to be seen. That's how I always put it. It remains to be seen. But shout out to Garoppolo and everything he's doing with the 49ers. It's great to see. You know, I don't think there's many people mad at Garoppolo's. If you're a Patriots fan, you're mad at Garoppolo's success. Your whole mentality is kind of twisted. I mean, it was his decision to leave. The Patriots traded him.
Who's mad? No.
I mean, there's probably some people out there like, man, I hope Garoppolo leaves and he sucks, so nobody can say, well, I wanted him to be the Brady replacement.
Whack fans.
There's probably people out there, but I mean, I think for the most part everybody's happy, and even the Patriots and Brady and the former teammates, they're all happy that Garoppolo's out there having success. I think I read this morning that even Belichick told who's the GM over there, Lynch.
Okay.
Not Lynch. Is it John Lynch? Yes, John Lynch of the 49ers. He told him, like, you're about to get a guy who's going to be a leader of your team and everybody's going to follow behind. And Belichick knows that because not only did they know who they drafted in Jimmy Garoppolo, but this is a guy who's been in the Patriots system
for years now.
For a couple of years now. He has a Super Bowl ring. He can go home and look at it every day if he wants to. So
2 Super Bowl rings.
2 Super Bowl rings at that. So, you know, he knows the Patriots way. And, you know, for the most part in the NFL, the Patriots way is the championship way. So
definitely.
The 49ers aren't mad at what they got from Belichick, whether you want to discuss what the Patriots got in return or not. So,
speaking of losing key pieces to the team, we have Brandon here who asked us the question, Mike, do you think our offensive coach or defensive coach are going anywhere next year? It's surprising to see McDaniels that has been here this long, to be honest with you. I know now we've been hearing that Patricia, he's been linked to the Detroit Lions, you know, if they do fire Caldwell. I have no idea. Mike, if this is going to be the year that they separate from this team. Patricia, he's been with the Patriots for years now, since I believe 2004. Josh McDaniels, he may be itching to, you know, get back on the coaching field after getting another ring. If they get another ring, it might be time for them to say, okay, it's time for us to really see what we can do now with this team, with our coaching in another team. So I'll say this, I wouldn't be surprised to see either of them go this year.
I feel like if the Patriots win a championship this year, Patricia's the most likely to leave. Something tells me, and I feel like within the Patriots organization, it's like a known fact that they're going to hand the keys off to Josh McDaniels.
Oh, if that's the case, I hope McDaniels goes.
I think like it's known that, you know, the plan hopefully is to hand the keys to the head coaching position off to McDaniels once Belichick leaves. Now, McDaniels is smart, and if that's the case, and that's what they told him, if McDaniels has any sense, he's not going anywhere. Because you have the chance to take over. Obviously, you know, you're offensive coordinator now, you want to be a head coach. But if you just stay patient for a couple more years, whatever the case may be, however long Belichick wants to stay, if you stay patient, you get to be the head coach of the most successful franchise in NFL history. One of the most dominant franchises in all of professional sports. You can be the head coach of the New England Patriots if he stays patient. Patricia, on the other hand, you know, I don't know, that role, you know, defensive coordinator, that'll be there for him if he wants to stay. But obviously, you could go take a head coaching position anywhere else because, like I always say, once you play for the Patriots or you coach for the Patriots, other teams hold you at a very high standard. So a head coaching position anywhere for probably Patricia and McDaniels is easy to come by. But in my opinion, I think if they win another Super Bowl this year, Patricia is the more likely one to leave the organization. McDaniels probably going to stick around because, you know, sooner or later, he will be the head coach of the Patriots.
I just don't see Belichick going anywhere. I think, honestly, Belichick wants to coach past Brady. I think Belichick would love to get a ring without Brady. You know, before the Brady era, Belichick wasn't really the best He wasn't the best coach. You know, now you put Belichick out there. He's known as the Lombardi. He's known as one of the greatest coaches of all time. But it's only been with Brady. Phil Jackson got it with Jordan, and then he got it with Kobe and Shaq.
I've heard that narrative a lot, that possibly Belichick wants to win bad without Brady. Do you really think that's the case?
I don't think it's something that's driving his head like, oh man.
I remember, who was it? What's his name? On FS1, the guy who always has controversial comments.
Nick Wright?
No.
Skip?
Nah, Colin, what's his name?
Colin Cowherd.
Cowherd, yes. He came out with a segment a while ago talking about, you know, the whole, you know, Belichick deciding to trade Brady and him probably being it's somewhere out there. If you YouTube it, you'll find it. Okay. But he came out and pretty much what he was saying is somewhere within all of that, Belichick wants to win a ring past Brady.
Why wouldn't he though, Mike?
But does it matter? Like, what would be the driving force to want to win a championship without? You've been so successful, Brady. Who cares if you can win one without Brady? You have 5. Obviously, yes, you'll prove something within yourself.
That's it.
You
just
want to prove something to yourself and to the rest of the world.
Everyone has an ego, Mike. And someone tells you you're great at your job, Mike, but someone says you're only great at your job because Billy's been by your side. Even though you love Billy and you and Billy have been working great together this whole time, you're going to be like, in the back of your head, is something's telling you, Billy's cool and all, but I can still win without Billy. There has to be something about you, and I'm like, no. The reason we're winning championship, so Brady's great, and I'm glad to have him as my quarterback, but I'm the coach. I'm the reason why this team has been functioning as it's functioning. And if it's Brady's time to leave, and I'm still loving my job, I'm still healthy, I'm still able to coach, I want to coach and prove that I'm the greatest of all time. Who doesn't go into a field and want to be the greatest? It's an ego.
I think.
Is Belichick not competitive?
Obviously, they're going to be paired together forever.
Oh, forever.
They're going to be paired together forever. But in my mind, yes, what you're saying is true. But at the same time, like, who cares? Maybe Belichick can look at this. Who cares if you think I'm only successful because of Brady? Whatever. We got our chips. I got the most top 5, 3, whatever wins of all time. Like, I'm going to ride off into the sunset, and I'll be remembered as, well, no matter what, playing with Belichick and Brady. You think Popovich cares? Yeah. You think Popovich cares because he was so successful with Tim Duncan and Tony Parker and Ginobili? You think Popovich is driven right now? Oh, he must win a championship with Kawhi Leonard.
I said it doesn't kill. It's not killing Belichick. But I'm thinking in the back of, as a human being, if someone's paying to someone and saying, "Oh, you're only successful because of this person," you're gonna want to. You don't think Popovich is sitting there like, "Okay, let me try to win with Kawhi"?
He's gonna coach. He's gonna coach. He gonna coach.
Popovich. The narrative of Popovich is definitely gonna be greater if he wins with a Kawhi.
Yes.
No, is that not true? If Brady retired and Belichick won with Garoppolo, a championship with Garoppolo, that would change how we look at Belichick even more. We already think of him as a great, but now it's like, wow, Belichick could have anyone in the system and he could win. He had Matt Castle and he still won 10 games with him. You had Brissett and Garoppolo and he still won games. You heard that a little bit during the season. Now, if he could win it all with a different quarterback, then it raises things up. I'm not saying Belichick is conspiring against Brady. He wants Brady to leave. He's going to trade him.
That's all I'm saying. I don't think. Obviously, what you're saying is true. Is going to be huge. We'll look at Belichick in a different light if he's able to come out and win with a different quarterback. But for Belichick, in my opinion, I don't think he cares that much. But that's a conversation that can be debated, just like we were just doing it. It can be debated by anybody, anywhere, anytime.
Definitely. And the one last thing on that. What makes this conversation so unique is pairing, other than Popovich and Tim Duncan, which is close, we've never seen a pairing so long with each other. 17 years, a coach and a player for 17 years that's unheard of, Mike. And to be winning for that long, is incredible. So that's why that conversation does come up. It doesn't come up with other coaches and things like that because they're not together for almost 2 decades.
Very true. I mean, I think we both made solid points. And I mean, anybody out there watching, if you have some points to add in as well, let us know. But Marv, looking at the time, whew,
we killed it on the last show, man.
Last show of the season.
I think we did our thing,
but
man.
That's just what we do.
I think we did our thing.
That's just what we do. The Marv and Mike connection, that's just what we do when it comes to sports talk. But again, looking at the time, Week 17, Patriots get this final win over the Jets, 26-6. We got to finish off the last regular season game with the stars and sorries of the game.
Whew,
to start it off, again, if you have any stars or sorries that you have, send them our way. We'll mention them. We'll bring them up. We'll discuss them, whatever the case may be. But we'll start it off with the stars. Marv, you already know who I'm going with. I told you who I'm going to go with a long time during the game. A guy who the Patriots recently signed from the Pittsburgh Steelers. A lot of, talk back and forth. The guy left the Steelers. Steelers are mad that he left. He signed with the Patriots, supposed to be the rival team. Whatever the case may be, James Harrison is official member of the New England Patriots after, whatever many years he had with the Steelers. He's now a member of the New England Patriots. He comes out in his first game in a Patriots uniform. 5 tackles, 2 sacks. He had a tackle for a loss. This is the James Harrison that we've seen over the years. For some reason, whatever the reason is in Pittsburgh, they decided not to play him. But the guy who came out today, who claims to everybody he's a competitor at heart, this is what he loves to do. He has the burning desire to play, and that's all he wanted to do in Pittsburgh, but they didn't give him the chance. He played today for the Patriots. 5 tackles, 2 sacks, tackle for a loss. James Harrison, in his first game with the Patriots, you are my star of the game.
Star of the game, Mike, and that's encouraging. It's really encouraging to see that he actually went out there, he got 2 sacks, so he does have something in the tank there. James Harrison, could he be the Patriots' secret weapon, Mike? Someone who you don't play much. I love to see him in 3rd down situations only. Most of the time, rushing the passer. Getting key stops. But the Patriots, they did something a little different in this game. They used him in coverage. They must have really liked what they see in practice and used him out there in coverage. So
don't use him in coverage.
Okay.
Don't use James Harrison in coverage. I think at 39 years old, with the athletic ability that he has left in the tank, just use him as a rusher. Have him rushing and trying to get at the quarterback and blitzing. Do not put James Harrison in coverage to try to stay with any running back, with a receiver, tight end. I don't care. Only use James Harrison to rush the quarterback. And I think he'll be okay with that. As long as he's on the field and he gets to play and he gets the snaps, I think he'll be perfectly fine with that. Something that they weren't giving him at all in Pittsburgh. Patriots, somewhere they've been lacking is pass rush. Use James Harrison, a veteran guy, former Pro Bowler, all that good stuff. Use him in the pass rush. And I think the Patriots will find some success with him moving forward, just like they did today against the Jets.
Getting a guy like David Harris and Harrison on the team, 2 veterans from Jets and Pittsburgh Steelers who know the game into the playoffs, that could really be helpful without Dante Hightower into the game.
Very true. It's going to be interesting to watch moving forward with those guys who can be depended upon. But Marv, do you have any stars of the game you want to mention?
I sure do, man. Dion Lewis once again. One, I want to give him a star because he stayed healthy throughout this whole season. He stayed healthy during this game. I hope and pray the Patriots re-sign this guy to a really healthy contract. Give him some money. I'm not expecting a Freeman contract that the Atlanta Falcons running back got, but something decent because this guy is your best running back. He's your number 1 running back. He proved it this year. This game, 26 carries, 93 yards, and a touchdown. Even did in the passing game that we know he does so well. 6 receptions, 40 yards, and he got a touchdown there too. Dion Lewis is doing this every week, and these are big time numbers, Mike, that he's not getting talked about on SportsCenter, ESPN, NFL Network, but he's having great games here for the Patriots, and he's going to make himself heard in the playoffs like he did last year against the Texans. You remember that 3-touchdown game he had there. Dion Lewis is going to be huge. He's definitely my star of the game.
Stars of the game all around. But, Marv, when there's the good,
there's the bad.
There's the bad, and on this show, when you're bad, we tell you
sorry.
I tell you who my sorry is. Ah, man. Bryce Petty. Bryce Petty.
Don't do it to Petty. Don't do it to Petty, man. Leave Petty alone.
He sucks. Point blank. Simple. He sucks.
He had the same numbers as Brady.
Yeah, same numbers. Yeah, they'll say numbers because Patriots defense is kind of iffy, funny business sometimes. But we talk about just based off of talent and what the quarterback is able to do. Bryce Petty sucks. Tom Brady and Bryce Petty had similar plays. Similar plays.
If you watch this game, you'll know what Mike's talking about.
You want to talk about they had the same numbers as Brady? Cool. They had similar plays. They dropped back. I think they both rolled out to their right. And on the run, just make a nice pass to, I think, their running back, whoever. I think it was
a quick out to
the running back. Yes. Brady made the pass, Dion Lewis, touchdown. Again, Brady made the pass to Dion Lewis, touchdown. Bryce Petty rolled out, made the pass to, I don't even know the running back's name. That ball
I think it was McGuire.
The ball that Petty threw did so many flips and turns. I think they need to see if that ball can make it to the Olympics for gymnastics with all the flips and turns that it did.
Wow, bars.
My goodness, Bryce Petty. I think McGuire tried to catch the ball over here. So I don't even know, but it was bad. And to see a quarterback, a starting quarterback in the NFL, a quarterback in the NFL, period, make a pass that looks so ugly like that, it was shameful. I'm not in the NFL. I never aspired to be in the NFL. I don't want to play quarterback. I think I could do a little something here and there on the field a couple of times with my boys, but I feel like I could have made that pass.
It was bad, Mike. It was bad.
It was ugly. Bryce Petty, finished the season. He wasn't the starting quarterback over there, but his stats are ugly. His stats over the course of his career ugly. If Jets want to, try to take this franchise anywhere moving forward, you might want to reconsider Bryce Petty not only as the backup quarterback, but on the team, point blank, period.
Mike, he's got a family.
You might want to reconsider Bryce Petty. Yeah, I'm sure the Canadian Football League hired him.
Oh, no.
Anyways, to keep it simple, Bryce Petty from myself, and I know Marv want to give it to, we're going to give you a big fat sorry.
I'm so sorry, guy. Mike.
I ain't sorry. Bryce Petty's garbage.
Oh, my goodness.
Bryce Petty's garbage.
All right. My sorry. I can't even give it to the Jets, man. The Jets had no chance going into this game winning. None of you guys thought the Jets were going to win. If anything, the Jets didn't want to win. They want to raise their stakes. Get maybe a Saquon Barkley or some high top draft pick. So they wasn't trying to win anyways. So my sorry, Mike, goes to the AFC.
Interesting.
How in the world? We've seen number one seeds in New England. We know what number one seeds are about. How in the world, Mike? Not even to the AFC. This goes to the NFL in general.
Sheesh.
Because you play NFC teams in the schedule.
Yeah.
How, Mike, did this team get the number one seed when you go 2-2? You let these quarterbacks bums. Who was the quarterback for the Jets? What was his name?
McCowan
threw for 300 against you guys. You had teams get 300. You lose Edelman. You lose Dante Hightower. The team's not looking good. Yet the Patriots find a way and go 13-3. Number one seed. The road to the Super Bowl goes through Gillette Stadium. We were having real conversations on this show, Mike, on whether Gillette lost its mystique. All of that is gone.
Yeah.
All that conversation is gone. Patriots are sitting pretty, and it just shows that the NFL talent's not just there. It's not there yet. Are you afraid of the Jaguars?
No.
Kansas City, hardest team in the NFL. Alex Smith was an MVP candidate, balling, outplayed Brady. Are you afraid of the Kansas City?
No.
Pittsburgh Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger, Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown coming back. Are you scared of them?
Playing at Gillette? No.
It's looking like another time. And then you go to the NFC. You got Eagles, Nick Foles. Are you scared of Nick Foles?
Nick who? Nah. No.
Are you afraid, Mike? The Vikings have Case Keenum. Are you afraid of Case Keenum?
Yeah, Case Keenum. My cousin named Case. No.
The NFL's not looking too crazy. I know there's some teams out there, maybe the Rams might do something special. They're losing to Garoppolo as we speak right now. But the NFL has not been up to par with the Patriots are doing. So to them, on week 17, for letting this Patriots team that hasn't been the greatest, not the best team we've seen, be 13-3, you got to give them a big fat old sorry.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying 100%. And as bad as it looks, if you're a Patriots fan, you don't care because your team is probably headed right back to the Super Bowl, and they have a chance to win their 6th ring with Brady and Belichick. Again, like I said before, I'll say it again, it all remains to be seen. Either way, next week is a bye week. The Patriots will be off, which means Marv and I won't be here hosting the show. But the following week, once the dates and the times come out, whether it be Saturday or Sunday, right after the game, Marv and I will be here holding down this post-game show, giving you all the data, the analysis, the recap, the reaction to that divisional matchup against whoever the opponent will be. And yeah, Patriots on a roll, 13-3 to finish off the year. Home field advantage, first round bye, first seed in the AFC. The road to the Super Bowl goes through New England if they can get the job done. We'll be watching, just like we know you'll be watching. Marv, any final words on this New Year's Eve day, the last day of 2017?
Last day of 2017, just want to thank everybody who's been watching this show, supporting Mike and I. And it's been a pleasure having you guys comment, giving us, giving us you guys good thoughts and telling us how good or bad of a job we've been doing. So we appreciate everything that you guys done. Mike, it's been a hell of a year in 2017. 2018 is just going to be better. New England Patriots are, once again, for the past 17 years that we've known it, are going to the playoffs. And it's going to be, you're going to see an intense Mike and I once it comes to the playoffs. Things start to get a little tense when you watch the game. You start screaming a little more. You start, sweating a little more. So it's going to be fun, man. Hope you guys are ready for this joyride.
Absolutely, 100%. Just to piggyback off of what Marv said, it's been a hell of a 2017. Thank you to everybody who's been watching the show all the way from the preseason, all the way up till today. We're going to continue to hold it down. We'll see how far the playoffs takes us, but hopefully we're celebrating yet again another Super Bowl appearance for the New England Patriots. Just want to wish everybody a happy New Year's. Whatever plans, whatever festivities you partake in tonight, I hope you are safe and have fun and have a good time. Keyword, don't be safe, but also have a good time. For Marvin and Ezhan, I am Mike Molyneaux. This has been the Patriots Postgame Show on the CLNS Media Network. Happy New Year's, everybody. See you in 2018.